And I think the one thing I've learned about Chennai, you never write them off. They've been a very successful team in the IPL over a long period of time. I think Rohit's an absolute superstar. I think it's just a matter of time before he makes 100. But I think CSK's, you look at their success, you've got to respect that.
Hey Michael. Michael, many rival matches this week like DC versus MI and GT versus LSG. What matchup are you most looking forward?
But I'm looking forward to RCB, and that's why I love that MS is still playing now.
How about the newcomers' performance in this season?
The new player, it's been phenomenal.
I want to ask you about the tomorrow's clash between Chennai Super Kings and the Kolkata Knight Riders. Like, if you see the head-to-head record, CSK always had the upper hand over KKR, but both
Yeah.
teams are coming after losses in the respective games. So, are you of the opinion that KKR still have it in them to upstage CSK at their home them, considering that RCB and DC have reached Fortress Chapok?
Yeah, look, I think it's going to be a really good game. Both teams need a win. There's no doubt about it. Chennai have been struggling. They got close the other night. Yeah, look, I think KKR is still a very, very good team. I think they'll be disappointed if they didn't qualify in the top four. So they've got to start their run very soon. They're going to get some momentum as well. And yeah, look, I think KKR will probably win. But in saying that, I think Chennai have a lot of experienced players. They know the situation they're in. So you wouldn't want to play against Chennai right now because it's a must win. They need to win. And I think the one thing I've learned about Chennai, you never write them off. They've been a very successful team in the IPL over a long period of time. They've got a lot of experienced players, so don't write them off. But I think KKR has a brilliant team.
So my question is on Ajinkya Rahane. So given his form in this year's IPL, do you feel that he should be taken back in the Indian Test team and for the England tour, for the upcoming England tour?
I love seeing Jinx play well. He's a beautiful batsman to watch. He's a lovely guy as well. So, yeah, I like seeing him do well. I don't really care too much about an age. If you're good enough at 16 or you're good enough at 35, then, runs as a batsman and wickets as a bowler is what's most important. And if you're performing well enough, then you earn selection. So I don't really care about age. But it really just depends on what the Indian cricket team is thinking for. If they were to go back to Jinx, where he would bat, what role he would play in that team. He's still a super classy player that I love seeing do well.
Michael, I'll slightly put you on a spot straight away and ask about India captain Rohit Sharma and his current IPL form. When do you think Mumbai Indians really start to get worried about his form at the top of the order? And add to that, is like the presence of too many captains in the MI dressing room in Surya, Bumrah, and Rohit acting as a repulsive force for them?
I'll answer that second part of the question first. Look, there's no such thing as too much leadership. I think the more experience, the more leaders you have around you as a captain, the better for you. Yes, one person is in charge, one person is the captain, but help support when you're under pressure is very important. So I think the leadership in that Mumbai team is important to see them continue to find a way to win games of cricket and get into the playoff part of this year's IPL. I think Rohit's an absolute superstar. I think it's just a matter of time before he makes 100. Yeah, look, I think it's going to take one decent innings. It might be a 40, it might be a 60. He'll get momentum, and then, you'll see the best of Rohit Sharma. So I wouldn't be too concerned about his form. We all have high expectations of the great players because they've been so successful over a long period of time. But, yeah, you're allowed to miss out a couple of games, but class is permanent, that's for sure. So I think Rohit will come good.
Michael, my question is the way CSK has been playing. CSK has had a distinct template of playing a cricket where they used to stop opposition winning 160, 170, and they had the firepower to chase that. On occasion, they had Suresh Rana, they had a Raidu, they had Shane Watson at the top. Do you think that T20 as a game has evolved and CSK, probably the old guard, which is dependent on Dhoni's template, they are lacking behind in terms of understanding how T20 cricket has moved forward?
I don't think it's changed too. I think CSK's, you look at their success, you've got to respect that. Look, I think they've got they've got so much talent. They're just, you know what? They're just not winning at the moment. I don't think it's about individuals. I don't think it's about the style of play. I just think that's cricket. And certainly in this format, momentum is so important. I think we've seen it over the years that a number of teams have started slow and then they get their first, second, third win and build that momentum. And, you know, you make it into the playoffs, then any team can win. So, yeah, like I've said before, I wouldn't be writing Chennai off just yet. I think they deserve to be respected. A lot of those players in that team have been a part of a winning IPL team. So, yeah, don't underestimate them.
Hey Michael. Michael, many rival matches this week like DC versus MI and GT versus LSG. What matchup are you most looking forward?
But I'm looking forward to RCB DC. Have I got that right? Yeah, RCB v DC. That's a huge game. Again, you've got, you know, from my perspective, you've got Mitchell Starc opening the bowling against Virat Kohli. You know, how exciting is that going to be? At the moment, I probably think Kuldeep Yadav is the best spin bowler in this competition. I'm loving everything I'm seeing. He's confident. He's on top of his game. He bowls under the most amount of pressure. He's a wicket taker, so he has to find a way to, you know, to stop this RCB team as well. Delhi's playing beautiful cricket. I don't think a lot of people expected them to be playing as well as they are. So I think that game is something I'm extremely excited about.
Michael, my question is pertaining to tomorrow's game between KKR and CSK. Of course, the last game was perhaps a bit of an anomaly, but in the Chepauk track, we have seen spinners often get most of the purchase. Considering CSK have packed their top 7 with 4 left-handed batters, do you think that it's rational for KKR to have an off-spinner in Moeen Ali? And in case they do that, how do you think CSK could negate it? Perhaps play an extra right-hander in Rahul Tripathi?
I'm not sure which way they'll go. I think you got to see conditions first. I think we've seen different pitches virtually every game at CSK. So look, I think their spin is such an important part of their team. There's no doubt about it. You expect the wicket to spin a little bit, but no, I don't necessarily think it matters too much about that right-left hand. I think, you know, for me, when I was batting, I used to like the ball spinning away. It opened up the offside of the field, where a lot of people think, you know, you're better off with the ball spinning in. You got more scoring options, but I didn't mind when I was facing spin if the ball spun away. So I think these days as well, players have got both sweep, reverse and natural sweep. Very good players at spin bowling. So the 11 that both teams pick, I'm unsure about. Conditions, who knows what we're going to get. But yeah, the key is to, I think, firstly, look at your opposition, look at the conditions you're playing in, and then work out what your best 11 is to win that game.
Just 2 questions. The first one is like, your praise to Chennai Super Kings for consistently exceeding expectations. What do you think contributes to their sustained success in IPL?
MS Dhoni being captain, Stephen Fleming being coach, a lot of senior players, and guys in terrific form. I think they had the consistency of captain coach over a long period of time. I think helps to build I guess a very good structure and a culture. And that's why I love that MS is still playing now. He's not captain, but he still will be playing that leadership role. You see him on the field, helping with field placements. I think he's an important part of this franchise, has been from day one. And all the players as well that they've been able to keep has played a big part. But I think the captain and coach has been extremely successful.
So you were talking about Stephen Fleming and Dhoni being key factors in CSK's success. So if you were in Fleming's position, where would you place Dhoni in the batting order? And the second part of my question is, what do you make of the BCCI's new rule where it avails captains to take the new ball after the 11th over from this season onwards?
Well, we haven't really seen, I think I've only seen the ball change once or twice, to be honest. So I think that's put in there for Dew. And we haven't seen too much Dew at this stage. So maybe, you know, moving forward, it might play a bigger part, but we haven't really noticed it that much, to be honest, as a commentator. MS Dhoni, look, I think it's about winning. I think at the end of the day, Chennai needs to do whatever it takes to win. So he come in the other night and nearly won the game. I actually thought there was I can't remember who bowled the over. There was a no ball above the waist caught, and it went to review, and it was called a fair ball. If that, and Dhoni just hit a 6 and a 4, so if that stays a no ball above the waist, and then Dhoni hits a boundary off the free hit, I think the result could have been a lot different. So, that tells me they're one ball away from victory, really. Or certainly getting closer to victory. So, yeah, I think you do whatever it takes to win. If Dhoni, there's been a lot of talk about him batting down the order. He's still the best wicketkeeper in the game, in my opinion, not just in the IPL, in the game of cricket, he's still the best wicketkeeper. So, he's already adding his wicket-keeping and his leadership to this Chennai team, which is so important. If he can make runs, that's a bonus, and he looks to be batting extremely well.
How about the newcomers' performance in this season?
The new players, it's been phenomenal. The only problem is it means India's probably going to be beating Australia for a lot longer to come now. All the young Indian players have just, honestly, it's extraordinary to watch. It's some of these young guys come in and show their talent in this arena. Under pressure, against good bowling attacks, some of these young batters are freakish, phenomenal, which, again, it's a real positive for Indian cricket moving forward. I think not only is there so much talent here with both bat and ball, but the other thing that I've been really impressed with and I really like is that apart from one team, every other team has a local captain, has an Indian player as captain of the team. So that moving forward for India in regards to leadership is very, very exciting.